By the time we got to Concal, there was fire everywhere, more fire than we could deal with. The winds were so erratic, there's so much dry fuels, there's so much brush and so much dead and down timber from past fires, and just the drought situation that we're in around here. The fire was burning rapidly already. There was numerous homes being lost before we ever even could get to driving over there. It was just growing by leaps and bounds faster than what we could deal with. And then hearing the radio reports of new fire starts and spot fires that were literally miles away from where we were. At first I thought, I didn't hear that right on the radio. There's no way that fire is in that location by this point. The fire is not 2 hours old. There's no way it's 10 miles from where it started in 2 hours. But in reality, it really was. I made a phone call to my wife while we were driving and said, hey, where you at? She had told me she had just dropped my daughter off at school. And I said, well, there's a fire burning. It doesn't look good. Get back to the house and get the dog and load up one carload of what you feel are important belongings and get out, don't go back. I had no communication with her after that. I made the one phone call and then wasn't able to get a hold of her for better part of a day and a half. This is probably the worst fire conditions I've seen in my career. I've been doing this since 1989. I've never seen a fire burning this rapidly, moving this quickly, advancing like it is, and for it to be doing it at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning is unheard of. We're not in the heat of the day. What's going to happen come the heat of the day? There was other folks that were fleeing in an absolute panic, crying and screaming at us as they drove by, telling us that we needed to do more, and we were already doing everything that we could. I had a general idea that it was lined up with going to my home. I mean, I knew the trajectory that it was aimed at. I knew the way the winds were blowing from, and I knew it was aiming towards my home. I just never thought it would get that far. In a situation that we were in here in this firefight, to sit there and think about and focus on your home was a moot point when entire streets and entire neighborhoods were burning down. There was nothing you could do to go and save your one home without writing off dozens of homes behind you. The next morning, my house was gone. I don't think I cried over the incident until I was off the fire itself and I went back to my residence. I think just the stark gravity of it all while I was doing that there by myself, I think that's when I finally broke down and cried for the first time over the whole incident. Just got out, climbed out of the footprint of the home and sat down on a big rock and let it out. It's just a punch to the gut to try to have to process all that. Two-thirds of Paradise Police Department lost their homes. Several California Highway Patrol officers that are out of the Chico office lost their homes. Several Highway Patrol officers out of the Oroville office lost their homes. So across the board for folks in the emergency services, it's a great number of folks who lost their homes in amongst the rest of the community. I do plan on working this fire season, but we'll see, We'll see what my attitude is and how bad fire season is, and when it comes back around again, how much do I still really enjoy doing this work? It's been a great career. It's been a great provider for myself and my family and my loved ones, but it's starting to wear.